Does another war start soon? Why have several wars started recently and several more might ignite soon? These questions aren't just rhetorical, they reflect the growing tensions and conflicts around the globe. One such brewing storm is the Ethiopia-Eritrea situation. Let's take a quick step back in history. The relationship between these two countries has been a roller coaster ride, shifting from hostility to cooperation, and now teetering on the brink of war. The intricate dynamics between Ethiopia and Eritrea are deeply rooted in regional politics and power struggles, particularly Ethiopia's ambition to regain access to the Red Sea, a desire that has unsettled neighboring countries and even the United States. But what's triggering this potential war? One key factor is the blame game. Ethiopia's Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed points fingers at the Tigray People's Liberation Front for accepting Eritrea's independence and disrupting the Pretoria peace agreement. A peace deal in 2018 seemed promising, but it was short-lived, and a military campaign against the TPLF in 2020 resulted in a humanitarian crisis. As we dive deeper into the Ethiopia-Eritrea situation, remember to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more insightful updates. Ethiopia and Eritrea, once hostile neighbors, had a brief period of cooperation, but are now teetering on the brink of war. The relationship between these two nations is a complex tapestry woven through decades of regional politics and power struggles. Let's take a step back to understand the origins of this tension. From 1952 to 1991, Ethiopia enjoyed direct access to the Red Sea. However, this advantageous position was lost when Eritrea gained independence, causing a border conflict that escalated into a near-decade-long war. Fast forward to today, and one of Ethiopia's primary ambitions is to regain this lost access to the Red Sea, a strategic move that could unsettle the region's balance of power. This desire isn't just about access to a sea route, but also about national pride and reclaiming a perceived loss. However, this ambition is causing ripples of concern not just among neighboring countries but also across the Atlantic, reaching the United States. Ethiopia's Prime Minister, Abiy Ahmed, has been particularly vocal about this ambition. He blames the Tigray People's Liberation Front, or TPLF, for accepting Eritrea's independence and derailing the Pretoria peace agreement. In 2018, Abiy visited Eritrea, leading to a peace deal that many hoped would mark the end of hostilities. However, this optimism was short-lived. In 2020, a military campaign against the TPLF led to a severe humanitarian crisis. The echoes of this crisis are still felt today, as Ethiopia amasses troops near the Eritrean border, and Eritrea prepares for a potential war. Now both countries find themselves on a knife edge. The leaders of both nations, Abiy and Eritrea's President Isaias Afwerki, possess characteristics that could escalate the situation. The stakes are high, and the tension is palpable. The peace deal of 2018 was short-lived, and a military campaign against the TPLF in 2020 led to a humanitarian crisis. As we stand on the precipice of potential war, we must ask, what will it take to break this cycle of conflict and bring about lasting peace in the region? The answer is as complex as the history that precedes it. The leadership of both nations, Ethiopia and Eritrea, play a significant role in the escalating situation. Let's delve a bit deeper into the characters of these two leaders, Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed and Eritrea's President Isaias Afwerki. Both leaders have made decisions and taken actions that could potentially escalate the situation to a full-blown war. Abiy Ahmed, Ethiopia's Prime Minister, is a complex figure. He's been instrumental in pushing for Ethiopia's access to the Red Sea and has not shied away from blaming the Tigray People's Liberation Front for accepting Eritrea's independence, which he sees as a derailment of the Pretoria peace agreement. His ambition to establish a naval base in the Red Sea has unsettled neighboring countries, and even raised eyebrows in the United States. His aggressive stance against the TPLF has led to a humanitarian crisis, and his military campaign has resulted in heavy losses for Ethiopia. On the other side of the border we have Eritrea's President Isaias Afwerki. He's been in power since Eritrea gained independence in the early 90s, and his leadership style has been marked by a strong hold on power. Afwerki's decisions have often been seen as reactive rather than proactive, and his readiness to prepare for war rather than seek diplomatic solutions could contribute to an escalation of the situation. It's crucial to remember that the actions of these leaders do not exist in a vacuum. Their decisions have far-reaching implications, impacting not only their countries but also the region and, in some cases, the entire world. The current tension between Ethiopia and Eritrea is as much about regional politics and power struggles as it is about the individual actions of these two leaders. The complexities of their leadership styles, coupled with the volatile situation on the ground, create a perfect storm. And as this storm brews, the people of both nations are left to deal with the consequences. As Ethiopia amasses troops near the border, Eritrea prepares for a potential war. The next chapters of this story will be determined by the choices these leaders make in the coming days and weeks. If war breaks out, Ethiopia might focus on the Assab front, while Eritrea could face logistical challenges. Let's delve deeper into this. The Assab front is a strategic location for Ethiopia. This coastal city, located on the Red Sea, is a gateway to international waters and global trade. If Ethiopia were to regain control over Assab, it could reclaim lost access to the Red Sea, a vital trade route that it lost in the early 90s when Eritrea gained independence. This could be a game-changer for Ethiopia's economy and global standing. On the other hand, Eritrea, being a smaller nation with limited resources, could face significant logistical challenges in a war. Its military, while having shown resilience in past conflicts, may struggle to sustain a long-term war effort, especially considering the potential front lines. The geographical layout of the region, coupled with the challenge of securing its long contested border with Ethiopia, might stretch Eritrea's military capabilities thin. However, this is not a simple two-sided conflict. The Tigray People's Liberation Front, or TPLF, could also play a significant role in this potential war. If conflict ensues, the TPLF might seize the opportunity to regain territories lost in previous confrontations. This could further complicate the situation, turning the potential war into a multi-front conflict. But it's crucial to remember that war isn't a game of chess. It's a harsh reality that brings devastation, displacement, and death. And while we discuss potential war fronts and strategic advantages, let's not forget the human cost of war. However, both countries are not prepared for an all-out war due to heavy losses in the Tigray conflict. The scars of the Tigray conflict run deep, and its impact on the military and civilian population of both countries cannot be underestimated. Given the heavy losses already suffered, the prospect of another war could be a burden too heavy to bear for both Ethiopia and Eritrea. Alongside the Eritrea conflict, the Ethiopian military is dealing with multiple challenges in different regions. To fully grasp the complexity of Ethiopia's current situation, it's important to cast our spotlight on two other key regions, the Amhara and Oromia regions. First, let's delve into the Amhara region. Since Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed came to power, the conflict here has escalated. Known for its rich history, the Amhara region is a place where the past and present collide, making it a hotbed for political unrest. The tensions here are deeply rooted in historical grievances, territorial disputes, and a struggle for power that has been further exacerbated under Abiy's leadership. The escalating conflict has led to a destabilizing environment, hampering the government's efforts to maintain peace and order. Next, we turn our attention to the Oromia region. This conflict, unlike the one in the Amhara region, has been simmering for a staggering 5 years. The Oromia region is the most populous in Ethiopia, and it's also the birthplace of Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed. The ongoing conflict here is a blend of political and ethnic tensions, fueled by a sense of marginalization among the Oromo people. Despite Abiy being an Oromo himself, the region has seen little respite from the unrest. These conflicts in the Amhara and Oromia regions pose significant challenges for Ethiopia, stretching the military thin and further complicating the already delicate situation with Eritrea. As the Ethiopian military grapples with these multiple challenges, it's clear that resolving these conflicts is not a simple task. It requires a nuanced understanding of the historical, political, and cultural dynamics at play. As we continue to monitor the situation, we hope for peaceful resolutions to these conflicts. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more updates.